In this video, we're going to be talking about weight loss and fat and whether or not you look better with the shirt on or shirt off, and optimizing for the two because they're very different. And what you'll find is that when you have a certain level of body fat, if you're a lifter, if you have a decent physique, you're actually going to look better with a shirt on than a shirt off. And I want to just kind of discuss that a little bit. I'm John from BulldogMindset.com. On this channel, I teach you how to be a man. I teach you what you need to know, like how to build financial independence, how to build the physique that you want, how to get the girls that you want, and how to go from the victim mindset to what I call the Bulldog mindset and take charge of your life. Right now, I'm kind of in fat mode, right? So I got some abs a little bit, but really I would call this fat mode for me. Okay, this is like, I'm at like somewhere around 12-13% body fat, definitely carrying a lot more fat than what I have been carrying in the past. The side effect of this is obviously I'm stronger, but you know, people, when I'm at the gym, people have been telling me when I'm wearing like a regular shirt like this is, oh man, you're looking big, you're looking swole, you're looking so much better. Okay. And it's kind of funny because I know that I'm actually looking worse because I'm sort of optimized for the shirt on. I was thinking about this, and it's kind of an interesting phenomenon. I've discussed this with a lot of my coaching clients, a lot of people that I'm doing kind of the fitness side of the coaching on where do you want to be? Where do you want to be body fat level? And what are the benefits, the pros and cons of this? And really what it comes down to is a few things. You know, before we get into like where you want to get, I want to talk more about this concept because it's very, very true, right? And it depends on the clothing that you're wearing, right? I mean, this shirt is sort of one of those shirts that, you know, that definitely will make me look big because it's kind of a tighter shirt. It's like a large, okay, instead of an extra large. But you know, I've definitely got other shirts that are even better, right? That will really, you know, when you're big, when you're filling it out, it's going to make you look really, really big. I could have the same muscle, okay, the same muscle size, the same strength, the same muscle size. And if I'm sitting at something like 12 or 13% body fat, I'm going to look bigger with the shirt on. I'm going to look like I'm stronger. I'm going to look like I'm more fit and more in shape, even though I'm not. Okay, even though I consider myself to be in bad shape when I'm at like 12 or 13% body fat. This is kind of an important thing to understand, guys, because when you're looking at how you look and, you know, the kind of impression you're trying to give, especially when you're looking at, you know, attraction to the opposite sex and how, you know, attractiveness level, like looking more masculine, you know, that size component is actually gonna be important. Okay, you're gonna sometimes look better with more body fat. On contrast, if I get super ripped, okay, if I get down below 10%, like 9-8% body fat, okay, my sleeves will not necessarily fill out quite as much here. Okay, I'll have more vascularity in the arm, so you'll be able to see that, but I'm not going to look as good in some of these shirts that are like a large, that are kind of tight fitting shirts, because you're not going to be able to tell. In fact, a lot of clothing that I would wear, okay, when I'm at like 8% body fat, you won't even know that I really lift. You would even say that, you know, does this guy even lift? Like, I don't look super jacked when I'm wearing that clothing. The contrast is when I go to the pool or go to the beach, if I'm at 8% body fat or less, I'm going to look bigger. I'm going to look jacked. When I take the shirt off, I'm going to look bigger than I actually am because of the definition, because of being cut, because of being ripped. You're going to see more of the musculature. Okay, so why is this important? Why do you care about this? You really have to make a choice, okay, at where you want to be, and it's going to depend also on how big you are. This is where I think the people that have talked about this that I've seen in the past go wrong, is because they just have blanket statements like, oh, you know, it's better to be at 12 or 13% body fat because you'll look bigger, you'll look more yoked, you'll just look more jacked, okay, you'll have a more masculine build to yourself. But that's not necessarily true. It only is true if you are big enough, if you have enough size to start with. Okay, so if you're pretty close to your kind of genetic potential, right, if you are up there on the scale, right, and you're gonna have to kind of judge this for yourself, where you look pretty big already, okay, you're already pretty jacked, you're already pretty ripped, all right, then having a little bit of extra fat is going to fill out the shirts better and is going to make you look better because you're going to look bigger, all right? But if you are on the skinnier side, or even just you don't really have a very impressive physique, then having a little bit of extra fat on you is going to make you look fat. it's not gonna be impressive. It'd be better for you if you're on the medium to skinny side to be more ripped, okay? In general, like if we're talking about aesthetics of looking the best that you possibly can, you're gonna look best even in clothing, okay? Although, I mean, you're not gonna look big in clothing, but you're gonna look best in general by being more ripped, by being more lean, because it'll give the illusion of size. When you look at people who are on YouTube, I don't mean to pick on anyone, but Kino Body, right? Greg Gallagher is someone who stands out to me because I've seen him in person. I've met him in person, okay? And he's really short. He's a really small guy. He only weighs like 170 pounds or so, all right? And that's at his biggest, all right? He is impressive, right? When you look at his physique, because he has his shirt off, okay? If he doesn't have his shirt off, honestly, when I first saw him at, you know, again, not trying to be an asshole, okay? But when I was like, wow, he doesn't even look like he lifts at all, right? I mean, he even had a sleeveless shirt, and I was still like, wow, he looks so fucking small. All right, if he stood next to me, all right, you would see the difference. Okay, again, I'm not trying to knock anyone, but there's a lot of fitness YouTubers, there's a lot of people in general, even celebrities, that you see them in the movie and they look fucking jacked. You think they must be huge, but then you see them in real life, okay, or you see them in comparison to someone else, or they have their clothes on and they don't look as good. But if you're around my size, I'm 6'3", by the way, then you're actually going to look better in shirts when you have around 12 to 13% body fat. You're going to look best, right? You're just going to seem bigger. That illusion is going to be there because you're already massive, right? When I'm 240 pounds walking around, okay, that's bigger than most people, and so it's going to look massive in shirts, especially, you know, somewhat tight-fitting shirts. That's going to actually look better than having my shirt off. But at the same time, you know, you have to kind of figure out what are you going to do, right? Because like in that situation, if I take my shirt off and go to the pool or something, it's not super impressive. I mean, I guess they're, you know, to some degree, but I'm not ripped. I actually look smaller when I have the shirt off than when the shirt is on. You kind of have to figure out where you want to optimize. I think this is kind of just an interesting thing to think about, something that I think about a lot just as I am, you know, trying to optimize my physique and the aesthetic appearance of my physique, and, you know, it matters. It matters a lot, and it's kind of weird. It's kind of contrasting to see that, you know, you actually look better in some ways when you have higher body fat percentage. That's all I got for you today. If you haven't already, take this Bulldog mindset quiz that I have here. It will tell you what your Bulldog score is. Give me a vote here. Tell me, shirts on, shirts off, or are you optimizing? What is your body fat? What is your optimal that you feel like you have the best physique and that you're trying to aim for? Honestly, let me know. I'll talk to you next time. Take care.